The president announced a relief package. A stimulus package typically involves fiscal and monetary policy assistance.
So what is the difference between a stimulus package and an economic relief package? And which of these did the president announce on Tuesday?
It did have aspects of fiscal policy in it, but it's more of a relief for COVID. It's not a relief necessarily for the economy. And I think that we will see that in phase 3, which is what the president announced, that we are in phase 2, and phase 3 will deal with the medium to long-term goals of the country, which will involve getting the country back to recovery and sustained growth.
So do these packages ever work? What are the pros and cons?
The lockdown has put a lot of strain on many companies in South Africa. And so the purpose of the relief is also to put a safety net for those companies and also for those who have lost their jobs. So that is the positive element of it. We've also decided that to have food packages to also assist those who are poor and vulnerable. And we've also increased the social grants, and we're also going to support those recipients with food packages as well. The negative part of this is that money doesn't fall from the sky, and money that is not yours needs to be paid back. So as the president announced, this money is a combination of the South African fiscus, the reallocation and reprioritization of the budget, together with money sourced from multilateral organizations. So I'm hoping that they do speak to organizations that offer very low interest rates, so that it takes us a very short time to pay back this loan, versus one where the interest rate is quite onerous and we have to then pay it over a very long period. So I think that that is obviously the cost of borrowing money elsewhere. The other thing is that we are going to, instead of putting money in investments and helping to turn the economy around, what we've done is that we're supporting, which is what is needed, the poor. So there is a give and take there, and it's a very tough decision to make, but it's quite obvious that we need to be very conscious of those who are impacted negatively by this coronavirus and lockdown.
So 500 billion rand in relief funds was announced by the president. So what are the key things this money is going towards?
Definitely the social grants, especially where children are involved, because if you recall that the child support is needed because the kids who go to school in impoverished areas and rural areas and the poorest schools, so to speak, they typically are fed at school schemes. So I think that also helping small and informal sector is very important. I think that the additional expenditure that is going towards PPEs and beds and ventilators is also very important currently. And I think that is no brainer. Protecting jobs, 100 billion has been allocated towards protecting jobs, ensuring companies don't lay off workers, and helping, as I mentioned, SMEs. And I think about $2 billion rands has been dedicated towards that. And then you also have that 200 billion rands that loan guarantee scheme, where companies can tap into small and informal sectors. Small companies can also tap into this resource, and which will help them survive and also help them go back into operation.